Well, potential bombshell in the Hunter Biden investigation. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley on the Senate floor Monday saying the Ukrainian executive who allegedly paid Hunter Biden has audio recordings of conversations with then Vice President Biden and his son, Hunter.
The foreign national who allegedly bribed Joe and Hunter Biden allegedly has audio recordings of his conversation with them. 17 such recordings, 15 audio recordings of phone calls between him and Hunter Biden. There's 2 audio recordings of phone calls between him and then Vice President Joe Biden, kept as a sort of insurance policy.
Fox News is reporting Joe Biden allegedly was paid $5 million by a high-level Burisma executive as part of a bribery scheme.
And with that, let's bring in CBN News chief political analyst David Brody. David, so how significant is this development on the president and his son? You know, there have been a lot of accusations leveled against Hunter and the rest of the family. Could this one actually stick?
Well, yes, it could, but the problem is the media is ignoring it. I mean, John, I just went to CNN's homepage, and they have the arrest and indictment of Donald Trump. It's 24/7 all over the page. Okay, that's fine. I get it. That's the big news of the day. Can I find one story about this? Just one. I'm only asking for one on the whole CNN website. 0, not there. MSNBC, 0, not there. I mean, it's just nowhere. So we talk about collusion a lot. I mean, you have to raise the question: is there collusion going on here as well for the media covering for the Biden administration on this? This is a big deal, and now we have potential phone calls. Not potential. There are phone calls. The question is, are we ever going to hear them? So this is huge, guys. It's Blockbuster, but on a day like today, it won't get any traction. The sad part is, even when this day is over, I'm not quite sure how much traction this is going to get from the media. As a matter of fact, I know the answer to that.
Well, David, you just mentioned it. From his arraignment on federal charges, President Trump plans to go directly from the Miami courthouse to a planned fundraiser at his golf club, Bedminster in New Jersey, where he'll give a public speech later tonight. How much of this is feeding into the former president's campaign coffers?
Oh, I mean, it's a huge boon for him financially and otherwise. I mean, you're just making Donald Trump even a stronger Republican nominee. And think about that for a second. I mean, we're living in America where you have a former president of the United States under indictment, and he's getting stronger in the polls. I mean, have we really kind of thought that through? Why is that exactly? Well, here's the answer. We have lost trust in our public institutions. And therefore, this idea that the DOJ and the FBI and all of this weaponization talk, it's all real because Americans really don't have trust in the FBI and DOJ anymore. And Donald Trump is seen as a victim of that, and that's why his poll numbers are rising.
David, what do you make of these 2024 GOP candidates who are sticking with Trump and blasting the DOJ over accusations of weaponization? You know, they're not blasting Trump over any wrongdoing. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think overall it's not only a smart strategy, but it's just authentically true. I mean, Vivek Ramaswamy was down in Miami at the courthouse today saying, where are all the other candidates? And he's right. I mean, they all should be standing with Trump on this because, remember, it's not about Donald Trump. Today it is, sure. But if the DOJ and FBI can do this to Trump, can they do this to ordinary Americans? Oh, wait, they have. That's right. Have we not done stories at CBN about pro-life activists being under siege by the FBI and, of course, not at all prosecuted by the DOJ in terms of the arsonists that are burning down pro-life pregnancy centers? So this is already happening, folks. Jenna, John, this is already happening in America. And so, therefore, it makes sense that these 2024 presidential candidates would stand behind Donald Trump because what they're really standing behind is the weaponization of the alphabet soup in Washington, D.C.
On the other hand, David, you have candidates like Nikki Haley and Tim Scott, who have joined Chris Christie coming out against President Trump. Interestingly, both Scott and Haley are striking a much different tone than they did initially. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's a little surprising, though I will say that, look, I think Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, and even Tim Scott, to a degree, all realize they're not going to win the MAGA grab, right? They're not going to win the 30% or whatever you want to call it, 30 to 35% of MAGA Republican voters. And so there really is no downside for them to do this. I mean, they can speak authentically. If they really think it was reckless behavior by Trump, as Nikki Haley said, well, she'll say it because she's not going to be she's not going to win over Trump voters anyhow, so she might as well just let it rip the way she really sees it play out.
All right. David, we're out of time. Always good to have you on the show. Thank you, David.
Thanks, David.